have no plans.
No, here we go again. I guess our lesson that we
yeah.
learned is not to be like just depressing and sad.
Yeah, well, we should start off with the depressing part. So in our very first Emerald Scales video, we introduced our first two animals to you.
So unfortunately, the little one that was really hurting and looked underweight and underfed and just really, really weak, it died within a couple hours of arriving here. It did not last long. We did everything we could. You know, you saw us setting up the enclosure and giving it a good home for the last couple hours of its life. It had humidity, it had water, it had everything it needed. So we did everything that we could. Unfortunately, it was just in such a terrible condition. There was nothing we could do anymore. So it died really quickly. So we are very sad to announce that. But, you know, I guess that's just kind of part of the job when you start taking in rescues and start going into that. You're going to have to face animals that are in terrible condition and just really not looking well. And if you have an animal that's maybe not in great condition, like, don't be ashamed to bring that to us. Like, we want those animals. That's fine. We're not going to judge you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We want the animals, and we want to look out for them and do whatever we can for them. And, you know, we're certainly happy to take in even the weakest, most wrecks of animals and do the best we can, like we did for that one.
Well, in more positive news, this is the second ball python that we got with the other one. They were, like we said, housed together. However, luckily, he's still looking very good. In fact, he is going into his first shed. So I think it's going to be, like Ethan said, his best shed ever in the new enclosure that he has. So hopefully he'll be looking even better after doing that. Again, still a bit underweight, but that should be pretty easy to fix, and we'll attempt some more feedings.
My first rescue that I had, it's my Colombian rainbow boa. When I got him, he was very, very dehydrated. And he just looked in terrible condition. He had some scars. I didn't know if they would ever heal. But it only took 2 or 3 sheds for him to look good as new. So shedding, like, it's really like the renewal of the snake, because, you know, they get a whole new layer, fresh layer of cells all over their body, and it really helps heal scars and heal skin conditions and just make them altogether a healthier and happier animal. We really have high hopes for this one.
He doesn't smell as bad now either. He's not. Yeah, smelling pretty good actually.
You can still see there's a few wrinkles, especially when he curls up a little bit, and those will probably remain until he's gone through a full shed in good humidity, and after that hopefully he should be looking a little bit better. So that's this guy. We're not going to leave him out for too much longer because he is in shed, and it's not the best to handle snakes when they're in shed, so let's go ahead and put him back in his lovely new home.
And in more positive news, we have another animal to share with you that we picked up just a few days after the first two. This guy is looking much better than both of the two other ball pythons, or this guy, do we know?
This is actually a pastel ghost, so it's
really cool.
It's that. Pastel gene is a really fun gene. I have a pastel myself, and it just makes him a little bit prettier. And then ghost, which is hypomelanistic, is a recessive gene, so that makes it even more awesome. And it's just a really, really pretty snake.
It looked like this one was coming from a much nicer home. It was someone that was pretty experienced in ball pythons and other animals. Possibly unlike the others, we can't say for sure, but they clearly really cared about the animal and wanted to have a really great home.
He is slightly underweight, so we're gonna make sure he has a few good meals before we send him off anywhere. But it's sometimes easy for, especially if you have a lot of snakes to keep track of, to tell when your snakes are getting just a little bit skinny, because even an experienced keeper can have a hard time sometimes telling the difference between a well-fed snake, an overweight snake, and a slightly underweight snake. It's nothing dangerous or nothing big deal, just a little bit skinny. But we're thinking about releasing possibly a video about how to tell. Other than that, this guy looks fantastic. He did not look dehydrated at all like the first ones, and just looks a lot better. Very active, lots of tongue flicking, the whole shebang.
I feel like you can even just feel a strength difference almost with this one compared to both of the other snakes. Like the other one's doing pretty well, but overall it's a very clear difference.
So these are our two wonderful looking ball pythons. We're still really sad about the loss of the second skinny one, but there was nothing we really could have done. We did our best, and it was just heading downhill. It was gonna die in a few hours regardless of where it went or came to, so it was kind of just dumped on our hands and we had nothing to do. But we are still happy about these guys and hope to get them up in great health and ready to go pretty soon. If
you want, you can let us know what kinds of videos you'd like to see on the future, whether it's a ton of more updates on the animals or more care related things to them, or different things trying to pick up health issues like Ethan mentioned, whether your snake is slightly underweight or other problems that might come up that might not be quite as noticeable if you haven't done a lot with them.
Until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in another Emerald Scales video.